Hey guys, it's Brant and I'm back with another In My Head album review video. And this one is in honor of the late, great Meat Loaf. Born Michael Leah Day. He was born on September 27, 1947 in Dallas, Texas, and passed this past January the 20th in 2022 in Nashville, Tennessee, surrounded by his family, surrounded by his wife and his daughters, and of COVID complications. This is a video I just wanted to put together just to honor this man and to honor my favorite album from Meat Loaf, to honor the Bat Out of Hell album. I encourage you to look down in the description after you watch this video. I'm linking some videos down in my description there is a Meat Loaf movie that was made back in 1999, 2000. That's a kind of like a biopic of Meat Loaf. And then there's the Behind the Music that came on MTV back around the time that the Bat Out of Hell 2 album came out with I'd Do Anything for Love, but I won't do that. Those are two really good videos to watch if you want to get a little insight to Meat Loaf and how he came about, the challenge he faced, him and John Steinman faced putting this album together, getting this album out, and of course all the pitfalls that Meat went through after the release of the album. And so what I did was I put a post out there saying, really quick, get in and tell me what your favorite songs on this album are. List them for me, your favorite songs. And so this is kind of like a panel has spoken video honoring the Bat Out of Hell album. So we had 27 on this panel, and I want to mention who you are. We had myself on this panel. My wife April was on this panel. Les Wadley, Deuceman 65, Michael Avant, Wendy Tipton, Sublime 130, Darren Helliwell, George G, Jersey Joe, Wayne Carr, Raven FM, Tom Tobin, Bill Sharp, Joe Fiss, Jeremy Kimona, Gregory Pegg, George Savastino, Jesse Ray, Thomas Hubner, Dwight Manning, Joel Pegg, Roger Bennett, David King, Matt Ucci, Tony P, and Bethany Dawn. So we had 27 get in on this panel in a very short amount of time, and I'm sorry that I had to cut it so short because I wanted to get this done so I could get it put out before it got too far past Meat's passing. So I'm going to talk about my pick for each track, and then I'm going to talk about the panel's picks. Okay, I'm going to kind of do this separate. I'm going to make it personal for me, and then I'm going to talk about what you guys picked. This album, first I want to say, this album is a masterpiece. It is a masterpiece with songs all over the place. It's got 9-minute long songs on it that you don't even realize are 9 minutes long. It's only 7 songs on this album, and these songs are just all over the place. And they're just there's rockers, there's ballads. One of the best love songs I think ever written is on this album. One of the best breakup songs I think ever written is on this album. One of the funnest partying songs and one of the in-your-face rockers is on this album. Just these epic opera, rock opera type songs is on this album. And I've been enjoying this thing for the last few days. I've really been running it in the ground. I hope that the fans have been doing it too. I would like to see songs from Bat Out of Hell way high up on the Spotify list. I'd like to see Bat Out of Hell go back up in the charts. It's sold over between 45 and 50 million albums worldwide. It's the 4th or 5th best-selling album of all time. And it sells, I think it sells like 1 million a year. It's really crazy how much this album still sells. It's just become part of our fabric of our lives. So I'm going to do my 7 tracks, and then we'll talk about the panel 7 tracks. All right? My number 7, and one, like I said, I want to say there is no bad song on this album to me. I just had to pick them in a pick. So my number 7, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. 2 out of 3 ain't bad is one of the best breakup songs. It's a breakup song, and it is so heart-wrenching. And I love the visual and the way Jim Steinman wrote words and everything. I want you, I need you, but there ain't no way I'm ever going to love you. So that's 2 out of 3. And it's funny. It's funny to think about it that way. These songs require a little bit of thought, some of them. And 2 out of 3 ain't bad is one of my favorite breakup songs. Number six, my number six is All Revved Up and No Place to Go. I love how All Revved Up and No Place to Go has this dun 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 dun. It's like got that real '70s four on the floor stomp. It's got that doo wop feel to it, which Jim Steinman was a huge fan of doo wop. It's got that saxophone in it, which is real cool. And then at the end of it, they kick into that I'm looking for a dream come true, and it's like picks up. That part to me is too short. I wish it was more like that. But I like this song. But All Revved Up and No Place to Go is my number six. Number five is I think this is my wife's favorite song off this album, if I remember correctly. But You Took the Words Right Out of My Mouth, and that's a great line. And I love the beginning. On a hot summer's night, will you offer your throat to the wolf with the red rose? I love that, and I love again. I love, and then at the end, I bet you say that to all the boys. That's just the greatest intro to a song ever. Um, and then you took the words right out of my mouth. Dogs. You took the words right out of my mouth. It must have been while you were kissing me. I was just about to say I love you. I love that. And it's a great, very thoughtful lyrics. I love thoughtful lyrics. So, yeah, Took the Words Right Out of My Mouth is my number five. Number four, this song, I said y'all, I could not listen to this song without just crying my eyes out this past week. My number four is Heaven Can Wait. And I'm getting choked up now. I posted a thing about it. Couldn't heaven wait a little bit longer? Because listen to Heaven Can Wait. I mean, my God. It's such an amazing song, and it just rips at my heart knowing that we've lost a legend. And he hated being called a legend. He hated being called a star or a superstar. He used to tell people, don't call me a legend. And so I think a lot of it had to do with his father making him think he would never amount to anything. He kind of covers that in some of those videos I've got down in my description. But man, Heaven Can Wait. Every time I heard this song, as soon as it started, before he even started singing, I was just crying. I mean, it was so touching and so powerful. So Heaven Can Wait's my number four. All right, my number three, Bat Out of Hell. God, it's epic. And I know this is probably a lot of people's number one. Bat Out of Hell is, but I go a little left field on my picks for this album. But Bat Out of Hell is, what can you say about it? It's epic. It's a masterpiece. It's got all these parts, instrumentals, and all these changes. An amazing performance by Meat and everybody in the band. So Bat Out of Hell is my number three. So then you get to my number two is Paradise by the Dashboard Light. I love that song. It's so fun. I love the whole baseball analogy. That's so cool. I love the end of it where it's like praying for the end of time so I can end my time with you. It's just so great. Great song, great song. But the one I really wanted to talk about is my number one song. My number one song is my favorite Meatloaf song of all time. It's my favorite song off this album. And down in the description there, you see that Meatloaf actually says that this is his favorite song. For Crying Out Loud. For Crying Out Loud is just such an amazing song. And it's another one of those songs that I couldn't quit crying out loud. I'm trying not to cry right now. But I could not quit crying over Crying Out Loud. It's kind of like it's almost, if it has a feel like a breakup song to it, but it's almost like a guy, he's just pouring his heart out to somebody, just trying to say, God, don't you know that I love you? Can't you see that I love you? And it chokes me up, but that's for crying out loud, I love you. So, and then seeing it's like when you're crying out loud, I love that part. So that's mine. So my number one's Crying Out Loud. My number two's Paradise by Dashboard Light. Number three's Bat Out of Hell. Number four's Heaven Can Wait. Number five's You Took the Word Right Out of My Mouth. Number six, All Revved Up. And number seven, 2 out of 3. What about you, panel? What about you? I'm going to do something kind of cheap. Before I talk about what you guys are going to do, go ahead and hit thumbs up on this video. Go ahead and hit subscribe if you never subscribed to me before. And when you're down in there in the description, look at some of my links down there. I've got Amazon links down there. You can go to Amazon, go to my Amazon affiliate link if you're in the USA, Canada, or United Kingdom. You can click on one of those links and you can go to Amazon, and if you buy something, you can bookmark it as your Amazon link, and you can buy something. You can buy Meatloaf's album or anything that you buy on Amazon, and I get a referral fee. I get a little 1% referral fee for sending you there to buy whatever you're going to buy. So if you do that for me, that helps the channel out a lot. I really appreciate it. You can also join Patreon. All that is down in the description. So thank you. That's the end of my advertisement. Okay. Now, what did the panel pick? Number 7. You guys picked For Crying Out Loud. And For Crying Out Loud, you picked For Crying Out Loud, number 7. But I understand it's not one of the better known songs. It's a very deep track. It's the very last song on the album. Can't get any deeper. And it's a very deep song. My favorite song. You guys' 7th favorite. But I still love you. Number 6, you guys picked All Revved Up and No Place to Go. I actually expected that one to score a little higher than number 6. But a lot of you said the same thing, is that there's no bad song on this album, and you just had to put them in an order. So All Revved Up, No Place to Go is number 6. Number 5, Heaven Can Wait. I actually expected to see that one down a little. I expected to see that down with For Crying Out Loud, because they're very similar songs. They're the two very softest songs on this album. But you guys picked it at number 5. Number 4, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Right to the hits, right to the singles. 2 out of 3 ain't bad for you guys. That's at number 4. Number 3, You Took the Words Right Out of My Mouth. Right there at number 3. And I kind of expected these top number 3s. These top 3 I expected, and I was right. So you guys picked You Took the Words Right Out of My Mouth at number 3. Number 2, Bat Out of Hell. Number 2, Bat Out of Hell. But it was right there with number 1, Paradise by the Dashboard Light. You guys picked it right there with Bat Out of Hell. So there was, maybe a 0.5% separation between the two. Maybe 1 or 2 votes. Very close, very close. So Paradise by Dashboard Lights, your number 1. Bat Out of Hell is the panel's number 2. You Took the Words Right Out of My Mouth, number 3. 2 out of 3 ain't bad is number 4. Heaven Can Wait's number 5. All Revved Up and No Place to Go, number 6. And Crying Out Loud, number 7. Thank you, Meatloaf. I know you're looking down from heaven. And thank you for all the years of entertainment that you've given us. I've been listening to Bat Out of Hell since I was 12 or 13 years old. And I've loved this album. And we lost a legend, y'all. We lost a true rock legend. He won a Grammy, but he has not ever been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Hopefully the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame will fix that. So that's all I've got for this one. Like I said, be sure to do me a favor and click on the thumbs up, click on subscribe, click the notification bell so you get notifications when I post things. Help me out, help the channel out, and click on those Amazon links when you want to purchase something, or go ahead and bookmark one of them and go to Amazon that way. Any little bit helps pay the bills that it takes to make videos. And consider joining Patreon and get in on behind the scenes stuff. You can get in for as little as $5 a month. So anyway, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate your continued support. And Meatloaf, thank you for all the entertainment. And I'll see you in the next one, guys. Thanks for watching.